people, what's going on? Welcome back to United View. Welcome to another full view. Yes, man, we're back with the full view. What? What's the matter, Roy? What?
That was a loud bomb. That was a loud
bomb. That's a bomb for structure, bro.
Yes.
Bomb right there.
Structural bombs.
I like that. Bomb for structure.
Bomb for structure, bro.
Bomb for announcements. Bomb for bids gone in. Discussing terms. Oh man, shout out to Good Vibes John, shout out to KG, shout out to Owen, and big shout out to Dylan from United District. We've got some more people coming through, hopefully somewhere along the way. If they come to the channel and get in the room, they will be in. If they don't, then they don't, but we're here. Dan Ashworth, we got to talk about that a little bit later on. A lot of people want to have their say on that. That got announced with an official, very short statement from both clubs. We'll talk a little bit about that and get the very cryptic, so we do want some more info on that. And the Ligt 50 million euros asking price, apparently 42 million pounds plus add-ons, would do it with a contract till 2029. So much going on with the Matthias de Ligt situation, with Bayern Munich going for Jonathan Tah as well. So that's kind of all right, out with the old in with the new kind of vibe. But there's so much going on. Smash the like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new. We've got it. Oh no, we've got Portugal versus Slovenia straight after this. We've seen that little rubbish jing bang France. Nah, man, England, we'll beat them, man.
Flex, you said England going to win the Euros. That's what you said. That's what you said the other day.
You've got to get what,
mate. Oh, we will, man. Don't worry about that. We will. Switzerland,
you reckon?
Don't worry about that, mate.
They look good. Mate. Switzerland look good.
Actually, they do look good.
Yeah, we'll be fine, Dylan. Don't worry about that. Marcel is here. Big up to Marcel.
Yes. How you guys
very organized. Big up, bro. We're all good. We're all very, very good. We've got so much to discuss. So I'm not going to waste anyone's time. Let's get straight into this thing. Should we start with the Ligt, or do you want to do the official statement first? Because that really is.
Yeah, we can do the official statement first.
All right, let's start with that because it's very short. Yeah. Official statement from Man United. Deal done.
Yes, indeed. Manchester United put out a statement saying Manchester. It was weird actually because there was a lot of Newcastle. It was sort of Manchester United versus Newcastle, and then Newcastle United. They were very upset, Flex, by this.
There's only one United. I told Matty Renton that from a long time ago. You don't want to
listen. Exactly. But they released a statement. They released a post saying Manchester United and Newcastle United have issued the following joint statements, saying, "Quote: Newcastle United and Manchester United have reached an agreement for the immediate release of Dan Ashworth from his contractual obligations at Newcastle United. The terms of this agreement remain confidential between the clubs. Newcastle United thanks Dan for his services and wishes him well for the future." End quote. No talk on price, no talk on compensation, whatever, which will come. I mean, we'll find someone will say something. I mean, it most likely is a situation where there were two sides here that were very keen on winning this. You had Newcastle, we want £20 million. You had Manchester United, we're only willing to offer 4. Someone is going to be upset or annoyed because someone will have caved, most likely, and they don't want people to know that's the case. I'd be surprised if Manchester United spent £20 million on Dan Ashworth. I don't think they have. Newcastle still had their PSR issues, which they're rectifying as we speak, and Dan Ashworth is going to be clearly a part of that. But very cryptic, but we've got our man, and in 13 days, we're going to have the full structure there. The set is going to be complete. Omar Barado will be starting, and everyone will be in place, hopefully. And then KG, we're going to win the League Champions League. It's all going to start, yeah?
Listen, am I allowed to get going? Am I allowed to start talking?
Let's get this thing going. Let's go.
You're always allowed to talk, KG.
Well, no, I'm going to, again, I'm trying to change. I'm trying to be, due diligence, trying to wait my turn. I'm trying to grow. All right, listen, I ain't changing. Hear me now, guys. Next season, I'm going to be a reckless mess. I'm telling you, all we need, guys, you see these names? Ugats. Yeah, bring in Ugarte. Bring him in. I saw. Listen, an uncle. He did. I do. Uncle's one of my sources, bro. He showed me the Ugarte heat map, bro. For the bro, he's everywhere. No, you man, 4 lungs. 4 lungs.
What? So he's a Kante, yeah.
4 lungs, bro.
He's a Kante.
Go and check it. Go and have a look at the heat map. The heat map for the season. No, it's hilarious. I'm telling you, he's covering ground. Not only that, but I think sometimes, you know when you want to get excited, but then you're getting excited about things that are not here. Do you lot understand that we have a generational player in Kobe Mainu? Are you lot?
Of course we do.
No,
you know that.
No, because even when the haters can't hate on a player, to bring a player of Kobe Mainu's stature to try and buy that, we have our own Yamal.
Yeah, we made it. Yeah,
we have one. Do you know how mad that is? And he's having his next season, bro. We should be excited about that. Garnacho is another special gem. So what I'm seeing right now is Man United collecting these players that are going to be the solid spine, and our kids are going to go to the next level. You have to be excited about that. If we have a solid base, we could do something special next season. When I say something special, I'm talking about Europa League winning that, and I'm talking about third.
It's not that special then.
Third in the FA Cup. Third in the FA Cup. That's the
no, it's good. It's just the way it's just like third.
Well, you said Europa League a second ago, so FA Cup, Europa League, and third.
Yeah.
That's big.
Why not? Why not though? Why not?
Why not?
There's no reason why to and that's not even a big dream, bro.
Can you guys hear me okay?
When we're talking about big dreams, big dream is winning the league. That's the big dream. Yeah, and I would love to, but I know that maybe not yet. Yeah, but the thing that I believe that can happen with Man United is definitely a base with these young players kicking on. Oh my goodness. With Ten Hag being able to third season to continue the job, the Ligt will be wicked for us if we get him.
How do you know that?
Why not?
Pure vibes.
Well, yeah, why not? Yeah,
he's an upgrade, Flex.
How do you know he's going to be wicked for us? Why not?
He's with his old manager. He's with his old manager. He's got leadership. He's a leader. Next to
Anthony's with his old manager.
Anthony,
upgrade on what we have.
There you go.
Yeah, I agree.
And he's in that group with the three. I'll stop in a second, but he's with Onana, Martinez, and they know each other. This is a back three who understand each other's game. So why not? Really, that's what I'm saying.
Pace in the defensive line, upgrade on what we have. He's gonna do well within the team.
So I need to turn your mic up a little bit if I can. Hold on. Can I do that, Owen?
What is that buzzing sound?
It's quite quiet. And there's a bit of a buzzing sound. I don't know if that's...
Who's that from?
Is it coming from me?
Oh, mate. Is it me?
I feel like it's...
Hold on. Let me mute Steph and see if it's there.
Let's see.
Process of elimination.
It's gone.
Is it me?
It's gone.
Okay. But Steph, if you just... It's only when you... I think
we can't just step like the women's team, bro.
No, we're not. What cabins here, Steph? You're in the live. You're here with us. It's good.
I made it.
Just when you want to speak, just unmute and then jump in, etc. Because there's a bit of a buzzing noise. Marcel, you go.
Yeah, no. So he's an upgrade. If we're talking about but the only thing the reason why I'm not fully with KG or where KG's at right now is because these are if buts and maybes. That's the only issue. I'm still fully on INEOS watch, guys. We've done nothing right now. I'm very happy that Dan Ashworth is here, but they're just following their rhetoric. At this point, they're just following what they told us that they were going to do. At this point, I've already been here ages ago. I expected Ten Hag to stay next season. I expected the Avengers team to be assembled. So this is nothing. Don't give them any points for this. Give them the points and the praise once they get the footballers in the door. Once the Ligt does come in. Once Agate does come in, then I can be on KG's side and say, oh, my days, yet we're going to cook next season. Otherwise, if we still start with a Maguire in the football club, an Ericsson in the football club, a Casemiro in the football club, I'm going to still have headache for the first 10 games. You know, me and Flex will be talking outside the stadium. I'm going to be cussing. I'm going to be saying, look, and then you're not going to blame me for giving excuses. But I'm going to tell you, there's still the same people. And then we're going to go back to scenarios against Burnley, against Fulham, and we're not going to be able to play our style of football yet. And we're going to have to do counter-attacking football in those games because we haven't got the right tools to go toe-to-toe and make the first phases of passes. So we have to get the outgoings. This is so important. It's more important than even the Avengers being... Well, it's not. But the Avengers have now been assembled. The proper footballing structure has now been assembled. Please, 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 Priorities. Getting these footballers gone now.
Wait, hold on. How
Sancho
can you
gone.
say? So what are you saying? They're gonna just assemble their Avengers and make no movies, fam? Of course we're gonna make movies, fam. They're here, bro. Right now they're trying to. We're developing these scenes, bro. Man United are working on more than one. Because I get this. There's this weird thing. I know everyone's scarred in the community where we're afraid to be happy.
Yes,
we're afraid to be happy.
Yes, KG, you're right.
Guys, oh my God, yeah, they're here, but we've seen this before. No, we haven't. Yeah, they're here. We won instruction. We've seen this before. We haven't seen none of these things. We're not even making teams wait. Making Newcastle, they caved in, bro. Newcastle said, you're going to get that guy after the transfer window's closed, and we don't care. You can wait 18 months, however long it's taking. What did they say? PSR, big man, let's agree a deal, and it's all, what do you call it, undisclosed fee. Cool. You know who's embarrassed? Because it's definitely not us. We told you how much we want to spend. Man United are moving different, guys. We're working on a lot of deals at once. This is new energy. So I don't know why we want to be like, the season's going to start and no one's going to be here. Dylan's working hard in the United District, giving us updates and that, bro. We're seeing loads of stuff happening, bro.
So two things then, KG. I'd rather be safe than sorry. And the PTSD is definitely there. Last, Frankie De Jong, we was waiting for that for years. Sancho, years. Kim Min-jae, years. All these things, years. The whole window was saying, be patient, don't worry, we can't do that this season. We're talking about movies. We're in phase 2, phase 3 of the
Marcel?
movies.
Is that fair to
good movies that they're producing now?
Is that fair to judge them? Is it fair to judge new people off sins of the past, though? That's the careful thing. I mean, I agree with you. This is what I don't get with Man United fans. This is like this proper, it's all or nothing thinking, isn't it? We either have to be unbelievably happy or unbelievably depressed. There is no room for in between. Like you mentioned earlier on, Marcel, surely there should be credit for people living up to their word. We're not used to it. So when they say things and they do them, we go, this is good. This is great. But then you've got the immediate reaction to that is, no, it's not. It's not allowed to be great just yet. Okay, we have to wait for that. And I agree with you. It's not like, oh, INEOS have brought these people in, so we're going to have a great transfer window now. We don't know. We don't know if we're going to have a great transfer window. We have to wait and see that play out. To your point about players leaving in the summer, some of the players are going to stay. We're going to have to get to grips with that because it's going to be difficult to undo a lot of those sins of the past. But there is, to KG's point, this like refusal to allow to be happy. You know what I mean? And I do understand it. But there does become a point where it's like, this is good, and it's allowed. And if it's good, then we're allowed to be like, yes, it's good that's good, and that's okay. It's not to go do cartwheels down the streets and be like Man United. I say it facetiously. Oh, we're going to win the Premier League next season. Champions League's around the corner, but these are things we've wanted. So football decisions. They've got to be in control of football people, and then we get the football people in, and we're like, yeah, but how good are they actually? Really, you know what I mean? You've got to be like, well, these people that we hated for a while, they're gone. Mostly, the Glazers are still here, but that's a win.
Yeah,
take your wins.
Yeah, facts. But that's why Flex had a little laugh at what I was saying, because I had to quickly backtrack on myself when I'm saying, oh no, it's just as important. No. Reflect on it. It is important. You do appreciate it, but you need to go to the next stage as well at the exact same second. And the exact same mind process of it is the next stage is getting those players out. We've seen Maguire now for how many, even if we're just talking about Ten Hag and his phases. We've seen 2 stories or 2 seasons of Ten Hag and a slow Maguire can't get back and cover the spaces in behind. So we need to be able to get to a stage where we're getting rid of the players that we as fans know 1,000% they can't get us to first and second in the Premier League. They can't get us to winning Champions Leagues. Maguire's not going to be able to do that under current style. Yes, under Wilcox, he might say to you, okay, you're against a superior team, play your counter-attacking football, humble yourself. We're going to have to do that against City. Our first game is against City, Community Shield. Okay, humble yourself, play counter-attacking football. You might want a player like Maguire, but why not get a player that can also, in the middle of the game, okay, you're playing on the halfway line now, and you can do the recovery space in behind. Why not have a dynamic world-class player like Ugarte that's got the legs and has the Casemiro elements, can defend out into the wide areas, can, do the heavy tackling as well? We need to get rid of these players. We cannot be carrying these footballers still again. So yes, we appreciate, okay, the structuring now, it's in place, it's solid. That's a very key thing. But if we're about to go into the next season with Sancho, that doesn't show the mentality required to be a Manchester United footballer. If we're going to start the next season with Casemiro being lethargic and lackadaisical the whole season, leggy. If you're going to start with Maguire, who again and again and again we've seen can't defend the space in behind him, that's more than 30 to 40 yards, you're just taking up spaces with the team on astronomical wages. It's an issue. You've got to let Dan Ashworth do his work and get these good bargain players that have the upscale and ability and can improve in their value. Tenor can work with them throughout the season. It's better for us. We need to. This is very important. We might even have to take losses on the players or financial losses.
Okay, all right. This is a quick start. This is a quick start. We're gonna go around the room. We're gonna go to John. We're gonna go to Steph. Then we're going to Dylan, and then get Cam in as well. Cam, can you just twist your phone? I don't know if you turn it, then you can fill up your box. John, a lot to take in there, and I know you're full of good vibes. How much good vibes have you got right now?
No, I was about to say, because I was about to pull up London again this year, and I was about to ask Marcel if we could go out, just hang out and whatnot. I was going to go karaoke with him. I ain't never going karaoke with this man. This man's going to grab the mic. He's going to drop like 10 heaters, make me look like absolute a hot can of ass, because this guy he's going on and on, just dropping heat after heat. You can't compete with that. You know what I mean? No, but Marcel's he's speaking the truth, But actually, before I do talk about what Marcel said, I just want to say quickly, KG, you said Ugarte what? 4 lungs? Wait, hold on. You see that? That's 3 lungs. He ain't even wore the shirt yet. You talking about 3? You talking about 4? I don't even hear you right now. My head's gone. I don't even hear you. Are you muted? I'm going. You're muted. Keep going. I got 4 lungs.
Wait a minute. No, wait a minute.
Could you still mute it? You're still muted.
He's still muted. You know what I mean?
1, 2.
There you go. What you call it? Where's the what you call it button? Where's the what you call it?
All right, no, listen, check this out, yeah. Free Lung Park, yeah. But we have to understand, after Free Lung Park, we have to upgrade. We have to be in a new phase, bro. 4 Lung Ugarts, bro. It makes sense, bro. Let this player turn up. I can't wait. This is the guy that we've been looking for to link play. But I'll stop in with the floor.
1 second. Before we
Move,
go back
don't
to
ask me
good
questions. Go to John.
Have you seen him play? Have you seen him play with your own eyes?
Haven't seen a second. Let's go.
No, I was gonna say I've actually been pleasantly surprised with Man United being linked with him. I kept a close eye on him last season because PSG signed a Korean player by the name of Lee Kang-in. And because of that, actually, by laws of association, I actually started keeping eyes on the likes of Vitinha, likes of Nuno Mendes, and all these kinds of players. And I really like what Ugarte brings. And I was really, really pleasantly surprised because all this throughout this entire transfer saga, we were getting linked with the likes of Amadou Onana, Joao Neves. Amadou Onana, cool, good player, but I think he's going to cost us a lot. Joao Neves, young, great player, costs us a lot of money. Ugarte is in a position that I think Man United can move for, and it's a strategically smart move for Man United in this case for a player who's still very young. So you still have to, there's a lot of kinks that you still need to sort of, refine and work towards. But Ugarte is the perfect player for Manchester United to complement and to unlock not just Kobbie Mainoo, but that'll help Bruno Fernandes and alleviate him in many ways. Almost kind of like what Ander Herrera used to do. He used to kind of, be there, do almost everything, show the robustness, show the character, the fight, the industry, all those elements. And that's what you can get from somebody like Ugarte. And I'm just really excited that Man United will push for him. And I truly hope that alongside a proper center back, Ugarte is a player that Manchester United do sign.
And how about the Dan Ashworth stuff? Him finally coming in, like INEOS doing the first bit of what they said they would do. How are you feeling about the structural side? Because Marcel's basically, I feel maybe a bit more coy, saying, "Listen, phase 1, they said they would do this bit, but we haven't signed players yet. The window's not shut yet. We haven't started football yet. Let's see where it's at." And a lot of fans do feel like that. I do know that. But then there's a lot of fans like what KG's saying, and Owen was just alluded to that. Hang on. We've asked for this, and from February to July, which is what, 5 months? They all wanted this, and now we've got it.
I'll keep it short. I had a friend who I used to hang out with a lot in high school. We were supposed to meet at McDonald's, and then we went to McDonald's, and he didn't show up for 30 minutes, and he called me. He was fuming. He was like, "Where are you? I'm at McDonald's." I was like, "No, this is the McDonald's we always meet at." Turns out he went to the wrong one, and then he apologized to me because he said he was hangry. And all my friends were like, "Oh, he's such a good friend. He apologized." No! He shouldn't be yelling at me in the first place. Do you know what I mean? Why are we championing? Look,
I got the story going, John.
Where's this going, John?
Where is this going?
Let me land. Yeah, this is what Marcel was cooking. Yeah,
Okay.
INEOS, they're doing what they're doing what they said they've already been doing. Right. This is all of the things that already has been on the queue, on the agenda. Obviously, it's of course a good idea for. I'm not going to sit here and say Man United fans shouldn't be happy about these things, right? Of course, if they're making moves, it's good. But at the end of the day, these are things that we've been waiting for already. If anything, we're a little late. I've said it time and time and again. I've never heard gardening leave this many times. Do you know what I mean? Like, Dan Ashworth should have been here already. Omar Barada, I understand the complications. Like, we've had only Jason Wilcox before the season ended. These men should have been here before the season ended. You know what I mean? So I'm not here to criticize. I'm happy, but I'm going to keep my thing. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be tempered here because we've already been scarred. We've been traumatized. You know what I mean? I'm not doing this again.
Yeah.
Okay, we could go to Steph and then Dylan and then Cam. Steph,
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Great.
Thoughts. I mean, KG's praising the player we haven't got yet. We don't know if we are going to get him. We've never seen him play.
I mean,
Marcel.
Flex. What's changed with KG? Because I feel like this is the same. I've got deja vu from like the previous 2 seasons of KG just like bigging up all of these players before they get here, even though we don't know that they're necessarily coming. And then it's like, it's just such a letdown. I'm not blaming KG. I'm not having a go at you. I'm just saying, I love your positivity. I know. And it's great. It's great because all of us fans, like, we're different, and I get that. And I wouldn't change you for the world. I just wish I could have some of it. At the same time, like, have some of that positivity. At the same time, Marcel, where have you been hiding? I swear to God, I love this new Marcel. Marcel, the way, like, normally I feel like you're on that hope juice, that crack juice, but I feel like you're a bit more, like, I feel like you're being a bit more, what's the word, realistic, as in, and I think I'm echoing some of the comments that you guys have written in the chat about, like, how basically, in a nutshell, I am cautiously optimistic, and I think that you can give INEOS their flowers, but still, I mean, I'm expecting more, because I feel like there's another analogy. I think it's going to be better than John's analogy, but like, there's another analogy that I was thinking about when we were discussing.
The bar's not high, so you should be
bar
right.
is not high. But I want to come back at Owen particularly. Like, I don't want to not gun you, but it's like, I feel like with your reaction to what Marcel said, it's like, oh, well, why can't we be positive, and why do we always have to be negative? And like, look what they've done. They brought in Barada and they brought in Ashworth, and like, we should, like, give them their round of applause. And that's all very well, but like, I feel like Marcel is like me. He's cautiously optimistic. You can't have a go at people for not being like, woohoo, like, we've signed this player and we're getting this player, and like, they're doing multiple deals, and we have all of these things to be happy about. The analogy being, it's like, and maybe I'm talking from a female point of view as opposed to a dude's point of view, but like, it's like breaking up. It's like being in a serious relationship. You have a boyfriend, you're in a serious relationship, and he treats you like shit, and he, like, you think he's like the perfect guy, and he's doing all of these things, and then you find out that he's like been cheating on you behind your back, or he stops taking you out to dinner, he stops making an effort, all of this stuff. Then you move on with your life, like, you get over that relationship, you find another guy, you find a new guy, right? And this guy and all of your female friends are like, God, Steph, he's great. He's really good for you. He's taking you out to dinner, and he's doing all of this stuff, and he's got a good job, and he's not going to cheat on you, and he's trustworthy. How am I meant to know that? I've just been with a dickhead. Of course I'm going to have my guard up. Like, even if he's doing all of these nice things, like, I'm still going to have my guard up, because I've been through that before. Like, we've been through it with the Glazers. Like, we've been through it.
I say jump in.
But that's what I think with that, I'm not. Maybe it's a bit misinterpreted. I'm not saying that people can't feel like that or shouldn't feel like that. I understand it. I mean, look at how Manchester United have operated. I may be sort of pushing back on a little bit of just immediately when there is good news, it's met with straight away of just, well, I'm waiting for how the transfer window is going to play out. I think we all are. I don't think anyone's not. I think maybe the message is a bit lost. It's sort of like you can compartmentalize. You can be like, that's good. Yeah. But it's not totally great, because if you said it was like, I'm not going to go like KG jumping on 2 feet, because why? You know what I mean? Why do that? But at the same time, I think there's room to be optimistic without getting too carried away. I think that's fair. I think that's all right.
I will say that I just want okay. Yes. But again, going back to Marcel, because Marcel, what you said was like, honestly, I agree with all of everything that you said, because just talking about this, okay, De Ligt, let's take De Ligt, for example, talking about getting players out of the door, like Marcel said, like that is a priority. That is also a priority. What I'm concerned about is that we do need like we need more than one player in a certain position. So for example, like we need more than one centre back. Now, De Ligt would be a great signing. I think 50 million is too high, particularly his wages, because his wages, I think they're currently like 230 or 220 a week. I don't want us to be paying that much. I want us not necessarily to cap all players' wages, but certainly his wages need to be looked at if we do get him. And 50 million is way too high if we're paying those wages. However, if we do get him, what I'm telling you is I'm expecting more. I'm expecting us to definitely get another centre back, because all that's going to happen is if we get to Ligt and we don't get another centre back and one of Martinez and De Ligt get injured, we're just back to square one with, oh, Harry Maguire can't play a high line or Victor Lindelof can't play a high line. We're doing well, but we need to do more is what I'm saying. Like we need to be more prepared, I think, given the season that we've just had with all the injuries that we've had. Come on, we need to learn our lesson. We need to learn our lesson.
But how much more prepared can we be now, though? What I'm struck. I'm like, I agree, I actually agree with what everyone's saying in like different pockets, but I'm like, at this stage on the 1st of July, I don't really know what more could have been. Should by this time, was people expecting Mason Greenwood and Sancho to both have been sold by now? De Ligt plus another centre back to be in by now, a central midfielder to also be in by now, and another striker for Rasmus Højlund all by July. Was we expecting like more stuff to have happened now, or are we saying that okay, nothing really has happened yet, so we're not getting excited? I think I'm missing the preparation.
Can I answer that?
Yeah.
Chelsea, I believe, have sold 5 footballers already. And my main point is that I need outgoings, Flex. That's my main point. You know, I understand. Okay. I want to give them their flowers because, like I said, I'm following their rhetoric, and I believed I was one of the main believers that Ten Hag was going to be here. So I've always imagined Ten Hag being here. That's never been an issue. I've always envisioned in my mind Ten Hag giving them a piece of paper and saying, I want these players. I remembered what Ole talked about there being a veto system. So I imagined him losing his powers and going back to a veto system where he has to put his hand up, the Avengers have to put their hand up, and the Glazers and someone else has to put their hand up to decide on a footballer. We've already seen that happen. But now, by this stage, footballers should have left the door. Whether it's at a loss, at a whatever, at a profit,
they have left the door. But then some have. Some, to be fair, Marcel, you've Varane, Martial, some other people's contracts are expiring, and in comparison to other clubs as well. You talk about Chelsea, but Chelsea have got, this is their second summer transfer window, isn't it? Is it, second summer transfer window, third in this new ownership. So they've already had that in place. I mean, it's difficult when you make the comparisons to other clubs that already have the structure in place. Like, isn't that not an apt comparison to make? There's no real comparison to make at the moment, is there?
It's extremely unfair. It's an extremely unfair one.
You just did it,
especially when you put it that way. But in terms of when you include our circumstances and where we want to get to, it's not going. We're never going to have fair circumstances in comparison to the competition. You know,
but that's why we have to be relative to where we are, because we can't go from where we just was to undoing. Basically, we're just saying we want to just undo our shoelace in 30 seconds and retie it back up again, and everything's fit. We just keep stepping. This is major surgery.
I mean, Marcel, put it this way. How many times have you said trust the process? Is this not the definition of trusting the process, i.e., it's going to take time to get players in. It's going to take time to get players out. I mean, we're forcing Cam to drink. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? It's just the process, isn't it?
Chelsea fans don't even, they've got man coming in, they don't even know who they are. They've got man going out, they just go, who's that? Didn't even know. Looking at their bench, who's this? Who's that? Like, just because they're doing an absolute madness over there, they're on their 6th manager in bloody 2 years.
Well, Fleck, Tony Yabaro was someone that we could have done efficient business with, a centre back. Dewsbury Hall is someone we could have done efficient business in, that we was also looking at. You know, so
does that mean he's right for us? Does that mean that doesn't, just because there was a link there, we get linked with 7 million players? Like, it doesn't mean that was the one.
Yeah, no, I understand that. I'm more in the thought process of the players needed to go out anyway, And like Owen's mentioned, but these were the frees. These were the players that, you know, Martial, we knew for a long time, contract running out. Varane, we knew a long time, contract running out. The likes of Sancho, we knew for a long time, needs to be sold. Well, maybe we didn't because they took too long on the Ten Hagness. But for someone like me that believed in Ten Hag staying, you know, certain players, as soon as you realize that he's staying with you and that you're keeping him on, certain players needed to be sold immediately, as quickly as possible, and even at a loss is what I'm trying to say. Someone like Maguire, for the longest amount of time, Ten Hag has looked at Maguire the season before prior and said, listen, you're surplus to requirements in the first season. I'm going to be benching you a lot often. He used him and Scott McTominay in the second season out of an urgency. We were depleted. It was out of an urgency.
There's no one else. Yeah.
But to Flex's point, did you expect that by July 1st? It really, genuinely, did you expect that to happen by July 1st? Because that is a timeline that's really if we were sitting here today and was like, Sancho's gone, Greenwood's gone, Maguire's gone, whatever, we'd all be flabbergasted. We really would. I mean, we've got to be realistic with the expectations here. I mean, and it's not to say that this isn't being worked on. I mean, at the moment, the reports are still like with Greenwood. Was it Lazio 30 million they're putting down? Sancho, other clubs are interested.
He's going to leave. Like,
it's not a case of it's not going to happen. We would be stunned if it was by now July 1st, would we not? With a Euros going on as well. It's not even a normal summer. It's international tournament going on too.
The transfer window has been open. It's not like the transfer window officially opened today. I get that everyone's talking about FFP and like clubs not being able to buy or sell players because the new financial year starts today. But I mean, if we're looking at like West Ham aren't necessarily in any financial trouble, or if you look at teams outside the Premier League, some teams in Europe that have been linked to some of our players in the past, they're not in any financial trouble. So we could have done that deal. They could have bought our players before July the 1st, which is why I'm not saying that we should have sold Sancho, Greenwood, Maguire, Lindelof, Casemiro. Like, I'm not saying we should have sold all of these players by now, but I mean, come on, at least like a couple.
But don't you think there's a thing with the whole PSR and a new financial year and people waiting to put this kind of spending in their new budget? So now, I imagine that people would start spending within this budget, within this time. Like that Newcastle deal, they probably agreed that before, but they said I just think that we're looking for problems that are not all the way there yet, if that makes sense. I think honestly, like there's people we got rid of the negotiation person, we've got rid of so many, we've changed the office, we literally cleared the house, and now I just want INEOS to work. So I'm not as heavily invested in terms of doing super scouting work. Well, they got these people now. Now they say they got the best in class. We don't have to go and comb the football sphere to find this new talent. Dylan, what are you telling me? I don't know what you're saying.
I'm basically saying the proof is in the pudding, and the pudding's not ready yet. But, you know, I'm not doing, you know, what John's saying about the angry McDonald's man, and I'm not talking wholeheartedly about what Steph's talking about with the, you know, the horrible ex that needs to get changed immediately. I'm just saying the proof is in the pudding. That's all I'm saying. And the pudding's not ready yet. And I can understand Owen's pushback that, okay, but within the next 2 weeks, something has to kick, you know, something has to give.
Wait for it to bake. Yeah.
Fair enough. Dylan, the floor's going to be yours, and then Cam, we promise the floor's going to be yours as well. You're basically there just drinking whatever you're drinking, looking around at whatever.
It's in an airport.
It's in the airport. You in the airport, Cam?
You're in Germany, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We're gonna. I mean, we're gonna come to you in a couple of minutes. Dylan, the floor's yours.
Yeah. So first of all, lovely to be on for the full-time view for the first time. Thank you for having me.
Debut.
And I'm gonna, my debut, last minute. But Marcel, I'm just gonna say, I feel like you're, like the others have said, what you've said so far is kind of unfair because Dan Ashworth's not even in the building yet. We only agreed. So the PSR stuff, by the way, I think any of you mentioned, although it's an undisclosed fee, some reports have said it's around 6 million that we're going to pay, that we've paid them. The reports aren't, that's from like iSport and stuff. So it's not necessarily, you know, David Ornstein saying it, but the general fee seems to be around 4 to 6 million is what we've paid. So, and Dan Ashworth hasn't come in yet. And he's the guy on all accounts, he's the guy who's actually going to be making the decision saying, sanctioning the sale, deciding the transfer fee and everything. And with Sancho and Greenwood not being sold yet, there's a lot of caveats with those deals. So they're not deals that are going to go through quickly. We have had a couple of people sold, like Alvaro Fernandez already gone to Benfica, and obviously we've released all the players. Ten Hag, the club took way too long to make that decision. As I think we all agree that the 3-4 weeks after the final, that was way too long. And that is on them. But the Sancho and Greenwood, there's a lot of issues with those signings that other clubs will have. Sancho being, he's had attitude problems. He played, yes, in Dortmund for a few months, but then didn't play beforehand. And he was occasionally good at Dortmund, but he did also have a fair few quite average games. Mason Greenwood, there's obviously a big PR caveat thing. Like every single club that's linked with him, there's a section of fans that come out 4 hours later really angry at the signing. So it's going to be really hard to move Mason Greenwood on, despite the fact that loads of clubs are interested in a player like him, not necessarily him. He's a talented footballer, as he's shown at United, and then he showed it. But it's going to be hard to sell specifically those two players, and they are the two big players that need to get sold. The other players who we're likely going to sell are currently away or have just finished various different competitions. Scott McTominay's only just left the Scotland camp, and he's a player who, at least I reckon, will be kind of moved on in the summer. You've then got others like Facundo Pellistri, who, if we sell him, he'll command a decent fee, but he's currently away with Uruguay. So it's really unfair to say that all this stuff should have gone through and should have already happened by now, when the guy who's actually going to make those decisions isn't even starting until tomorrow. Well, in theory, isn't starting at United until tomorrow. And he'll get in there, he'll make those decisions. And then, yes, in the next few weeks, like you've said, stuff has to move. But we all know that with World Cups and with Euros, it always throws everything off. It throws 3 seasons off. It throws transfers off. It throws negotiations off, which is why I think we originally went for Branthwaite and we put that deal in bid early, despite the fact that Dan Ashworth wasn't even at United, was because he wasn't with England. So they had time to sit down with him. They had time to agree with the contract and everything. But all the players, either players getting sold or players who are coming in, they're preoccupied, a lot of them, with their countries, or they're on their 3-week holiday. And if you're on holiday, you don't then want to make a massive decision based on, am I going to move country, move club, what's my new wage packet, blah, blah, blah. All this stuff almost never happens. Never happens right at the beginning of a window. But from now, it should, because Barada's coming in less than 2 weeks. We'll finally have, as you say, the Avengers. They're ready to make the decisions. Pre-season starts this time next week. Pre-season starts. And that's when stuff will really kick on.
Let them get settled is the message from Dylan. Loud and clear, I think, there. Cam. Earth to Cam.
Yeah, good evening. You hear me?
Yeah, good evening. Yeah, we got you loud and just loud.
Yeah.
Yeah, so apologies for the Minecraft graphics and whatever else is going on. I'm really enjoying the chat, actually. So, yeah, keep them coming in. Yeah. How's everyone doing?
Good.
Fuck's
Good,
sake,
mate.
Cam.
Good.
Cam, Cam, piss off. Cam, what do you mean? Cam.
I like Marcel Beanie went, good, yeah, good, mate.
Cam, all right, well, Cam, we've answered. We're all fine. Thank you.
How are you?
We're all good.
How are you?
Cam is on another planet, bro.
Yeah, I've got to say, it's bad out here in Germany. Any time you get to watch Kobe Manu play, it's fantastic, isn't it? Really brilliant. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Loving life.
Yeah, it's good watching him play. Yeah, it's good. He's quality, man.
Wait, what's going on?
What about did you see Luke Shaw? Because Luke Shaw was on the bench. Did he do any warm-ups on the sideline when he was he did Luke Shaw
Flex
do
is
any,
Drader's planet. Flex is Drader's planet.
That's really essential.
I told you,
Really,
Cam.
yeah.
I told you, look, Cam is a liability when he drinks.
You know the actual situation here. This is a non-alcoholic beer. I've not had a single drink in about 18 hours. So
Is that a problem? Is that a problem, or was that?
There's strong sounds of denial.
Okay.
Denial is a river in the Egypt, Cam. My goodness me. I've not had a drop in about 18 hours.
All right, go on. 18 hours. 18 hours sober. Go on. Dry. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, it's just nice. A bit of exhaustion, a desire to cause some chaos. So since I'm in an airport, should we start a transfer rumour? Someone that I've seen in Hamburg.
Yes,
I don't
yes.
know anyone that plays for Hamburg.
No, but we can do a quick check.
Let's have a look.
Son used to play for Hamburg, I think.
Yeah,
Absolutely, he
that's
did.
not bad.
Do you know ball? Elite ball knowledge from Marcel right there.
Wait, so Cam, hold on.
No, get rid of him. Get rid of him.
They're in the second Bundesliga as well, not even in the top Bundesliga.
So is Cam saying that while I'm here, I'm just going to start a transfer rumor? So fight. Is that what he's saying?
I think Cam was saying he was enjoying the chat. He was just sitting here enjoying.
Okay, so Cam. Okay, Cam.
You
So do you want to just listen in to what we're?
I don't even have a sin bin button. If I was rocking the sin bin button, do you know how quick this guy would be out of the show, bro? He'd be gone, bro. He'd have been gone from when he was trying to get in and flipping his camera around, fam.
Do you know what? Can we just ask him one thing then that's relevant? Mina said it there.
Yeah.
Cam, there's some links about Manuel Ugarte. Do you know much about him or have you had a little look?
I've had a little look. I haven't watched him as much as I would have liked to. I think my main concern with him is movement. I think the bit that gets overlooked quite a lot when it comes to the Premier League in particular is you have to be an absolutely ridiculous athlete. You've got to be like a top 5% athlete within pro football to actually get the Premier League. And that's my concern with him. I've watched him enough to know for sure whether I like him or don't, but movement is the concern I've got so far, I have to be honest.
Okay.
I think Cam faded off into the distance at the end of that one as well.
Yeah. All right. Well, Cam's going to continue to listen on as we. Oh,
yeah. If I'm getting distracted, sorry, it's just my flight got delayed 3 hours, so I'm a bit like, what's going on?
Having a check.
Oh, there you go. Well, there you go. We'll keeping him company whilst his flight's delayed. There you go.
Yeah,
that's what we're doing this evening. Big up.
I mean, Cam, you know, you could have just watched. You could have just. Yeah.
I can't believe he's still here. You lot are.
It's a full view, KG. Don't be so mean. We're welcoming.
But no sin bin this guy. Get rid of him, fam. What the hell is going on?
3 hours later, it's still landing behind before the hour of tonight. So
I don't care. What is going on, bro?
You know who should be sin bin? It's you, KG. Look at you trying to kick people off this show. Disgraceful.
All right, cool.
Throwing your weight around.
All right, fine. It's fine.
Still deserves to have his say. You know,
exactly.
That's his thoughts and feelings.
I want to know the transfer rumor. What is the transfer rumor for Hamburg? What's going on?
There isn't a transfer window.
No, Marcel,
it's not real. Marcel, it's not real.
Okay, guys. Sorry, I believed you, Cam. I believed you. Yeah.
Sake, man.
What did you believe? I just had
It wasn't.
chaos and making transfer rumor. There was literally nothing to it.
All right. Okay. All right. Let's get some order here. Can we talk about Matthias de Ligt quickly, please? Now,
yes, please.
Right. Apparently, 42 million plus add-ons. I've just been sort of thinking in my head like how I view de Ligt now, and I feel like there was a consensus that was like people are saying, all right, he was wicked at the Ajax situation with Ten Hag, like a lot of these players was. But he went Juve, he flopped. He's gone Bayern, he's flopped. He don't get in the Dutch team anymore. So he's done out. So in that notion, that's why I spoke to European football expert, Bundesliga expert, Kevin Hatchard the other day, who gave us great insight. And I will be talking to Ajax, some of the Ajax guys, of course, just to get a bit more insight. And what the general consensus seems to be is that he isn't finished. He's 24 years of age. He's got an awful lot of experience for someone who's played for his age. He has had some injuries this year, for sure. The consensus from a lot of Bayern Munich fans think that they don't want to see him leave. Upamecano was the one that they're looking at like bloody hell. Like Marroquin says there, he's played 30 games this year. For Bayern, that ain't bad. And in their big important games, Champions League against Real Madrid, Arsenal, it was him and Dyer. Do you know what I mean? So I was just started thinking, right, away from the hype, how do I actually think he would do here? For me, he's not the quickest. It's not the one I wanted. I wanted that real sort of like super fast, coming from the French league, you know what I mean? That Saliba 2.0 vibe, whatever, prime Varane. He's not that. I actually feel like he's just like a big upgrade on Maguire. So like he can be dominant in the air. He can engage higher up than Maguire. He can be more aggressive than someone like Maguire. he's cultured enough to play. Obviously, you're talking about he knows the manager, knows the system. KG made a great point about if he's got a player less than Martinez and has thingy behind him in Onana, that's a nice little trio going on there. The price, 42 million euros. I mean, add-ons is always if he's doing well, so we don't really care about that. That's not too
42
bad.
million pound.
42 million pounds, sorry. I'm like, you know what? I think that's a decent option. Of course, there's always question marks. How's he going to be in this league? How's he going to be for this next phase of his career to, like, you know, reignite himself because his stock seems to have fallen. But I don't know. I think there's enough positives there to think that's a positive deal. Me personally, to open up the floor. What are you lot saying? John, yeah, start with you.
I like De Ligt. I think the fact that people are critical of him because maybe his time at Bayern Munich hasn't really worked out the way he wanted to. I think that's very unfair. If you look at what he provides from a potential aspect already alone, I think he's worth a gamble. He's not somebody that's, you know, not really shown it in any stretch. He's done well at Ajax. He's done well at Juventus. He's obviously had a difficult past, but he did usurp the Kim and Jae Upamecano partnership, albeit they didn't win the Bundesliga, but he was better alongside Eric Dyer. And I think, you know, we mentioned Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire's services for Manchester United have been phenomenal, whether you like it or not. I think he's actually turned things around and during a very tumultuous period. He's worked hard for us. I appreciate his services, but at the end of the day, I think De Ligt provides more. I think he's a more fluid center back. I think what he provides on and off the ball, his agility, you need that almost kind of that aerobic element as a center back these days. And I think De Ligt definitely provides that way better than, for example, respectfully speaking, somebody like Harry Maguire or even Victor Lindelof. And then I if we can get him for a good price, my only concern this transfer window is that Manchester United moves smartly with the budget. And I think if we can move for somebody like Matthias de Ligt, who we know Bayern Munich are maybe looking to properly, you know, offload, this will be a great opportunity for us to just swoop in on this.
Before we carry on with the floor, there's quite a few super chats here actually that I'm just going to get out right now, and I'll fly through them. Then the floor is back to you guys. Don F says, KG, the board is shining, looking sharp.
Back to manager.
Sharp.
Back to manager.
Larry says, KG, you are giving me PTSD with the Ugart's praise. You did the same with Anthony. Answer to the right-hand side. You lied. Yeah. Larry also says, most of Chelsea's outgoings are youth players. It is not easy selling players with high wages. INEOS are fighting sins of the past, which we've spoken about a lot. Larry, again, with loads to say. Big up to you, Larry. Says, as a fan, easy to say sell players at a loss. As a cash-strapped club facing PSR issues, it's not smart to sell players far below valuation. Eminem says, INEOS are trying to change how we are perceived in the market. What do you want? Things will take time. It's not a switch. And Uncle says, when you look at these, is that the same Uncle? That is, isn't it, KJ?
Yes, that's Uncle. Right?
Yes, I think there's only one. When you look at these issues individually, you can criticize them, but Steph and Marcel need to look at them as a collective. Progress is being made. And Shenanigan says, only the second time in a decade we haven't signed a player in June. I thought INEOS were going to act quick. They could always agree deals before July the 1st. Red Baron says, Ricardo Calafori right now, KG has the biggest agenda against him. So you can tell he would be good. Next Maldini, let's start the room. Why don't you like him, KG? You don't like the way he's looked in Euros? Oh,
no, I said that. That's just,
okay.
That's just made up.
It's just made up.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. No substance, just lies, accusations.
Yeah.
Daniel Luciano says, I'm late getting here, but big up the panel. Yeah, definitely big up the panel. It's been super fun already. We've got about 9 minutes left. To be precise as well. Owen, maybe a little bit.
I need to jump out in a second anyway.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. So we haven't got long left. But just really quickly, let's just go around the room. John, you just had your say there. Dylan, really quickly. De Ligt, do you like it?
Muted.
You are muted.
I'm muted. It is a low risk, high reward signing, I think. Like, he's 24. Yeah. The only issue is, like Steph said, it's wages. That's the only thing I have is you need to say to this guy, look, you've not had a good 5 years. You might come here and earn a little bit less. You'll still be a multimillionaire. You'll still get a load of money at the end of every month. Come here, rebuild yourself, show yourself at Old Trafford to be a good player. And we have a load of fast players around him anyway. Like Dallo's just clocked the highest speed of any fullback at the Euros so far at like 35 kilometers an hour. He's quick. He'll be playing on Dalot's side. Martinez isn't slow. And then you've got Shaw and Malacia on the other side. They're not slow either. So in terms of the speed, it's one thing that people do mention, saying, you know, he's a bit more of a truck, but that's fine. You need players like that, like Harry Maguire, for all his everything that surrounds Harry Maguire. At the end of the day, if you've got an upgrade on Harry Maguire, you've got a good player. He's got 5 years of experience, only 24. You give him a whole new contract. As long as that contract is within the structure that INEOS want to have, I really can't see any real problems with it. And 42 million as well. I reckon we can get that down. Because, you know, Bayern has said we're happy to sell. But if they're happy to already make a loss, they're probably happy to make maybe a little bit more of a loss, or like won't mind it too much. And then, yeah, so I really don't see any issues with it at all. I like the idea of Ligt. And also I wanted him years ago. When he was at Ajax, and when he was leaving Juventus, I always said, that is a good centre-back. He's young. He's experienced. He's a massive personality as well. Huge personality. Captain of Ajax at 19. And that, you know, that says a lot about a player. That's someone we need. Those are the type of players. If we've lost Varane, if we're losing potentially Casemiro, etc., these are big leaders, big players that we need to replace personality-wise. I think he's one player who will do that because he'll be like a lieutenant of Ten Hag, which is, you know, what you need in a team.
Marcel?
Yeah, please bring him in. Upgrade on Lindelof and Maguire. I mean, and those are the type of players that need to leave. So yeah, bring him in. Price. Everyone's saying it really. Good price.
Steph?
Just making
sure. Wages.
Yeah.
You're on
no, just the wages. I actually think I think him and Martinez together would be sensational. But I really think they'd be such a good pairing. I like the fact that, I mean, he could potentially be a bit taller. He's 6'2". Obviously, Martinez, 5'9". I would probably like a bit more height.
He's quite dominant in the air, though. If you look at his stats for aerial,
I know his aerial. So I was actually looking at that when we were first getting linked with him, and I was really excited about that. His aerial duels are great. He's really aggressive in the air, which is kind of like Martinez, even though Martinez is like 5'9". So I think, yeah, in that respect, yes, it's just like I said, the wages, and also 50 million, 42 million plus add-ons. It all depends on who we sell to see what our net budget is. So as long as we're selling players at a decent value and we have enough money in the pot, then I'm okay with 42 million. But again, it all depends. So
yeah. Red Baron says KG scammed Daniel Luciano's Pokemon cards. Cam, just drop me a WhatsApp about what you think of Ligt. I'll read out on another show, mate.
By the way, I need to drop out now because I'm actually live in 2 places at once at the moment.
Right.
Yes,
Go over to playback.
I'm on playback right now. Yes,
plug it. All right, you go. I'll plug it.
It's in the link video description below. It's pinned in the chat as well. Yes.
There you go. Join Owen on playback. KG, have you got streamers about what's happening? What are you doing?
Yeah. I got to about boxing, man. So I'm on my way there to.
So you're on boxing, okay?
Yeah, I'm on boxing. I got Monday Night Smoke. But I quickly want to say this about Ligt. I'm super excited about a player like this. It's a leader. Man United need people that are going to stay fit, be leaders, and defend. Like, we need guys that really will play for the manager. And it's another one that's going to go in with a point to prove. We're having these young. Man United have looked at young, hungry players that know they haven't achieved everything in the game. That's good. We're bringing in a player that has a point to prove. Fantastic. And again, Ødegaard was Owen made a great point earlier. Ødegaard was a flop at Real Madrid. Protege said he's going to be this, going to be that. He didn't live up to the hype. Now, one of the best midfielders in the Premier League.
It goes from Sociedad, isn't it? It was at Sociedad trying to find his. Yeah.
I'm just saying, it goes like it can go like that. You know what I mean? So maybe it's the right timing, and he comes here and it just works. But that's what I'm excited about. I'm not like, it's not Harry Maguire. In anything, signings can fail, signings can be great, signings can fail. We don't know. That's the one part of it. We don't know. But then are you going to go into life saying, oh, it might not work? No, I'm not designed that way. I'm going to go in saying, let's see what happens. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But I'm hoping. But that's me. I'm going to jump out of here. It's time to talk about boxing.
Aye. Boxing, yeah. All right. Okay, there's a lot going on. AJ, yeah. All right, cool. He's gone. Guys, big show. Great stuff. Big up to Steph. Big up to Marcel. Big up to Dylan. Big up to Good Vibes John. Cam, you did good. You did good considering the situation you're in. You did well. So yeah, guys, smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Obviously there's loads of news coming out of United, so we'll bring you more in the morning. Right now though, in about 3 minutes time, Bruno and co will be kicking off their round of 16 games. So hopefully we see Bruno doing this slide in. Bruno masterclass. Yeah, exactly that. So yeah, take care. We are out of here. Peace.